Hey, my name is James Nicholson. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Now, this channel is all about our journey on our property investments. And so I'm building my portfolio out at the moment. But not only that, I'm building a portfolio for my two daughters. We've got Georgia, who's 21. We've just got our first two transactions done. And we've got Emily, who's one who we're building a portfolio as well for. Now, I want to invite you to join us on this journey. Find out the good, the bad, and the ugly of property investing. How can you do that? Easy. Subscribe to the channel right now. Just do it quickly. Subscribe to the channel, hit the bell, because this is going to be really, really interesting. We've already got hundreds of videos on here that will really teach you some incredible stuff. Now, today I want to talk about bridging loans. What is a bridging loan? What does it do? And how can that help you to buy your property portfolio and expand it really fast? Now, a bridging loan is basically a fast loan that you can use as an investor. It effectively helps you to be able to say you're buying in cash, right? Because when people say they're a cash buyer, it doesn't actually always mean that they've got the cash. Like, for example, if you were going to buy a 300 grand house, it doesn't mean that you've got 300 grand sitting in the bank waiting to go. What really they mean by a cash buyer is that you're a fast purchaser, right? That's what the people that are selling are looking for. So where might someone want you to buy cash? Well, first is auctions, right? And so when you buy from an auction, you have 28 days normally to complete that transaction. The reason someone's put it in an auction is because they want their money really fast. And so who puts in auctions? It can be repossessions from banks. It can be people that are just selling because they want to raise finance for other projects. There are tons of different people that will buy, that will sell in an auction. And so that's really key here, is looking at that as an option, is being able to buy cash at an auction. Now, if you don't buy at an auction within 28 days, you can lose your deposit, which is 10%. So that's not good, right? So being a seller that wants to get a fast sell, they're looking for a cash buyer. Now, if you buy from an auction, even if you do have the actual cash, which I did on my last transaction, there's still tons of searches that need to be done and back and forth between the solicitors. You can't generally complete that in like 24 hours or something like that. It does take a few weeks to get that done and over the line. So a bridging loan, what that would do in this scenario is allow you to go to an auction and buy that property really fast. And so bridging loans can be approved. They can be in your bank, ready to complete a transaction in as little as 7 days, but normally around 2 weeks. Now, pros and cons of a bridging loan. Pros are fast, so it allows you to act like a cash buyer. That's really a big pro to a lot of sellers. So that's a real win there. Cons are they can be expensive. So bridging loans at the time of recording this, I'm seeing interest rates from 0.5% up to 1%, right? They will also have fees at the beginning. So there might be an admin fee of £2,000 to get that bridging loan started. So you've got to take all of that into consideration. But what they do is allow you to get into a transaction very quickly. Now, there are tons of people that, as I said, that want to do that will only sell to cash buyers. So if they're selling to cash buyers only, that takes out a pool of the market. And so they're probably willing to take a below market value property. Now, I didn't use a bridging loan on my last deal, but let's just assume that we did, right? Let's just assume that we did, right? So we bought a property for £60,000. Now, the end value of that project should be £100,000 when we're done. So, on a bridging loan, let's just say we need to get this transaction done. They will lend you, like a buy-to-let mortgage, 75%. So the bridging loan would say, right, we will give you 45 grand. Now, that means you need to get the other £15,000 deposit. Now that would be from your savings, or that could be from investors. There are tons of different ways that you could raise that money. but that will give you the total 60k that you need to purchase that property. So if you want to buy from an auction, this is a way that you can complete the transaction very quickly. The last thing you want to do is, if you go into an auction, is try and complete that with a mortgage, because a mortgage, I'm telling you right now, I've got mortgages that are taking 6 to 8 weeks to get done. And so you'll lose your 10% deposit, right? So when you complete the auction, if you bought this at auction, on the day of completion, on the day that the hammer goes down, you've got to give them 6 grand straight away. In fact, my last purchase, they didn't even call me to take the money. I registered my card and did all my ID, and it was out of my bank within minutes of the hammer coming down, right? And so that money will leave your bank very, very quickly. So what we're saying here is that the bridging company will lend you £45,000. Brilliant. But you need to get the 15. Now, they're going to charge you 1%, say, for example, on this 45 grand every single month. So that means that you're going to pay £450 in interest every single month. So you don't want to be on this bridging loan for long, because on a 60 grand property, very quickly, if you were on there for a year, you're going to be paying like nearly 6 grand in interest, which is not good. So you want to get off this bridging loan as quickly as you can. So how do you do that? Well, what you then do is, we added value to this property. So we've added value to this 60 grand property, and we're doing a refurbishment, and we're looking to get it revalued at the moment at £100,000, which means if we hit this valuation here, the buy-to-let mortgage that we're putting on it. So this is how you're going to get off of the bridging loan, is you're going to get a buy-to-let mortgage. They will lend me 75 grand of that amount, right? So they will lend me the 75 grand. Now I can pay off this. I can pay off this. This is 60, right? And then if I've done the work for less than 15 grand, the renovation cost, kitchens, bathrooms, whatever you need to do, then I'll be able to pull all of my money back out of that deal, right? And that's what we're looking to achieve here with a bridging loan. So bridging loans, are they good? Yes, but I wouldn't go into a bridging loan without having a backup option to get out. How you're going to get off the bridging loan is you're going to refinance and put it onto a buy-to-let mortgage. So the bridging loan's goal is to get the transaction done fast initially, right? Then your goal, once you're on the bridging, is to get off of that bridging as quickly as you can. The longer you stay on it, the more interest you're going to pay. Now, you'll agree a time span with these guys when you do a bridging loan. It might be 6 months or it might be a year. But you want to make sure that you get off that bridging loan as quickly as you can and get that money back into your bank account, right? Then you can go again, right? Bridging loans are really, really powerful because they allow people that maybe have got bad credit, they're not too fast about who they lend to. What they really care about is, do the numbers stack up on the deal, right? So is the deal worth 60? If it were worth 60, they'll easily lend pretty much anyone 45 grand. And so that's really, really a good thing here, is the lending is not as strict as a mortgage. But I would make sure that if you're going to use bridging, that you get the mortgage done as fast as you can. That is important, because if you get stuck on the bridging, it's going to be too expensive for you guys. So look, I hope you found that useful and insightful. Maybe you'll want to use a bridging loan. Do give me a quick like on this video, guys. That helps me greatly with YouTube. And I've made a video on why I don't think you should pay off your mortgage on your property portfolio. So I'm going to pop that up here at the end of the video. Do check that out. Subscribe if you didn't already. And go and check out our property community. In the description of this video is a link. You can join our Property Accelerator Facebook group and ask any investment questions you got. So go and check out that video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.